Before we dive into our main topic, to support our channel, please take out few minutes of your time to like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel. Doing so is free and it will help in the growth of this channel. May the Most High God bless you richly as you do so. Amen.
What about the spiritual world? I guess this has been a question you've needed answers to all these while. Now it is made available to you. To fully understand how the spiritual world works, make sure you watch this video till the end, and also rewatch if need be for a proper understanding. May the Most High God grant you instinctive wisdom and understanding as you watch through. Amen. Creation is made up of two separate and yet coexisting worlds, the natural world and the spiritual world. The natural world includes everything you see around you. The grass, the sky, houses, other people, your own body, and so on. The spiritual world consists of the unseen realities that we do not fully encounter until after death. Heaven, hell, and the world of spirits which is in between. In the spiritual world, people have bodies, live in houses, enjoy community life, and are surrounded by landscapes similar to those of Earth, with familiar plants and animals. However, things work very differently in spiritual reality. Everything there is vivid and much more alive. What we see responds to what we are thinking. We always have all the time we need. Particular individuals are only as near or as far away as our thoughts of them, and thinking of a person or place can actually bring us there. In short, while the spiritual world might not seem very different from ours at first, it's a realm where the inner state of individuals are reflected in their surroundings and where all life originates from, and is sustained by, the love and wisdom of the Lord. The process of crossing over. Swedenborg says that he was allowed to experience the process of dying and being awakened in the spiritual world so that he could tell people on earth what it was like. He describes how angels sat beside him, unseen by most because angels are in the spiritual world. These angels stayed with him throughout the entire transition, surrounding him with loving thoughts. He experienced the transition from a physical existence to a spiritual one as though his eyes were being opened for the first time. He was then able to see into the spiritual world. He says that once awakened to spiritual realities, a person might experience a number of different things, depending on what type of life he or she has led. Most people start in the world of spirits to harmonize with their inner nature. Anyone who has become totally transparent in this life, whether transparently loving or transparently hateful, is fully ready for either heaven or hell, and goes straight in. In the second state after death, the person becomes aware of the deeper parts of his or her inner nature. They start saying what they really think and act according to what they feel without worrying about appearances or making other people happy. They act according to their inner values, the way someone on earth might act when nobody else is watching or when they're sure they won't get caught. People who are truly good inside will be kind and generous to others, while people who are inherently evil will be openly selfish and cruel. While we can all be generous or selfish sometimes, inherently good spirits will reject the selfish thoughts and work to rid themselves of those impulses, while inherently evil spirits will justify their bad behavior and thereby embrace it as part of themselves. At this point, like is drawn to like, so the sorting out begins. No judge passes sentences of guilt or innocence. We seek out kindred spirits because that is where we feel at home. For people who are ready for heaven, there is a third state, a time of instruction. It is a time for learning about heaven and how to lead a life that allows one to experience it. At this point, the person is already in touch with the community in heaven where he or she will ultimately live, but still has a lot to learn about that community, what it does, how the individual can contribute to it, how the community can fill the individual's needs, and so on. At the top of everything, at the highest point, is the Lord, whom Swedenborg describes as a living sun radiating divine good and truth throughout creation. He also describes heaven as being human in form, with individual communities corresponding to the function of the organs in our body. In this view, the Lord is the center of the body, not in the literal sense of being part of its anatomy, but in the more spiritual sense of being at the core of the being, sustaining it just as we are sustained by our souls. Heaven, then, is not so much a place as a collective entity made up of good people who perform an important use, much as we ourselves are made up of individual cells and atoms that are essential to the full functioning of our body. The animating force of heaven, as well as of living creatures on earth, is God's love and wisdom. God is not a remote being who created the universe and then retired to heaven. On the contrary, God is the very essence of life, love, and wisdom itself, the source and sustenance of all that exists. In brief, God is closer to us than the beating of our heart and the breath of our nostrils. But we only experience this closeness to the extent that we align ourselves with God's will. This is what opens us to the influx of God's love and wisdom, also called heaven. He describes heaven as being a place of inexpressible joy and peace. He also warns that people who are not ready to experience a certain level of heaven will feel uncomfortable, even sick, and will be forced to retreat back down to lower levels until they have been properly prepared. This is even truer of spirits who are bound for hell. The deepest hells are also the darkest and coldest, since the Lord is the source of light and heat in the spiritual world. The only light and warmth in hell arises from the fires of malice that emanate from its inhabitants. Those who live in the deepest hells are the ones who embrace evil on the innermost levels of their being, who love themselves more than anything else, and who find great delight in inflicting pain on others. Dearest friends, thanks for watching. To support our channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share this video. May the Most High God bless you richly as you do so. Amen.